from the start. That's alright when you were there beside me. Don't know why I hurt you so. I was such a fool, you say it's over. And don't tell me this is how it ends. And don't tell me this is how we fall apart. Can we take the best of us? Can we start again now? I'm sorry, sorry, sorry. No one ever told me I could ever feel this way, and now I'm falling. So we turn our back.
Kelda, you are an emerging performance artist and you draw on a very interesting life diagnosis that you received later on in life. Can you tell us about that and how it's affected or inspired your work?
It inspired me to take my story out to other people because of my own experiences of living with and being diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. It was like being drawn out of a fog and then coming out to a crystal blue clear day like today, where my thoughts were clear. I knew it was mentally different about me. I had answers to a lot of questions I had growing up. Why was I being bullied? Why was I getting sacked from work? Why was I having all these personality clashes? And my best way to, I guess, teach myself as well as teach the public was to do a show on being mentally different, called Different.
What kind of character did you evolve and how did you perform it?
I drew on my own. It was my own character. It was about me and my many characters, I guess, because ADHD has what's called comorbidities, and there's a lot of issues are tied around ADHD, mainly anxiety, depression, oppositional defiant disorder, some of which I had, but not the ODD, which is it's abbreviated to. But my overwhelming issue was my identity. So I guess when you talk about character, who am I? It was finding myself and bringing myself to a public who weren't aware of how this all evolves within the psyche of a person with ADHD. Schizophrenia is the best one to probably the best next one to talk about there, is because we all see the funny guy, we all see the person speaking to themselves on the street and laughing at them, and so that's the way we tend to connect, by laughing. But what I decided to do is to take it seriously, because in the end it's affecting people's lives. Like people go through their whole lives not knowing about what's going on in their head. So in a way for me to broach this subject was to do a monologue, talk about myself, talk about my real experiences of growing up in school, how I was treated, how I couldn't communicate sometimes, and just try and bring empathy to it. I do intend, I've been intending and doing this for a little while now, contacting my primary school and high school to approach them, asking them if they'd like to see me perform this show, bringing it home and healing from that experience of being the outsider all the time. I'm nearly 42 years old, and to quote the Hitchhiker's Guide, 42 is the answer, and I feel like I'm finding my answers and finding those healing, the layers of healing that are happening through working through my mental difference.
You're going through an incredible journey. Do you feel that there is a stigma attached to ADHD?
Absolutely. There's the disbelievers, there's the advocates, there's the, shall I say it? Yes, I shall. Scientologists who are disbelieving. It's very difficult for one struggle throughout one's life, then have an answer for it, and then be dismissed by it again, and by educating the public, as well as the focus is on kids mainly, but the adults are getting missed out on all the time. The adults, I find, we're so used to being so isolated and so enclosed that we haven't been given the tools in order to reach out and say, hey, no, this is how I deal with things, or I may be late, or my desk might be messy, but I know how it is, and I know what's on there, or I might be a bit scattered at the moment. Just give me some space to deal with what's going on. So. And the impulsivity is another thing as well. One of the biggest things that I had to come to terms with, especially throughout my life, was thinking back, and even now, sometimes I don't have any control of my actions. I don't have, because of the stop, or the thing through in my brain is going through too quickly. It's not putting the stop sign on it, or go slow, or give way to the thought or the action.
So it's something you have to contend with no matter what?
Yes. Yeah. Daily. It's daily before I get out of bed, trying to sleep. It's a whole encompassing.
Well, Kelda, you're an amazingly dynamic person and artist, and Chicks World's really happy that you shared your story with us. And we'll be catching you at your next show. Thank you! Chicks World!